a segment on DETV called Nonprofit Roundtable because I love to hear what nonprofits are doing. And while we're waiting, do we have another nonprofit that want to say briefly who you are and what you do?
My name is Edwina Bell. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you, Edwina. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ivan, for yielding to the spirit and your team working together to help those who really help others because of their desire to be of service to others without obtaining a profit. What a special servant that it takes to do that. And so having this opportunity allows people like myself to share with others that there is so much help available. There are so many other services available. And most importantly, there are a lot of people who care. And that's the foundation for me of nonprofits. We do this because we care. And so my organization is called Community Communications Corporation. I'm getting ready to cry because I just viewed Benjamin Twimby's Brown service from last year on this day. And this man who has given so much to the community, 70 years of community service, 50 years of broadcasting, and 30 years of video production workshop. And his nonprofit has served many, many people. And he, at the end of his tenure, transferred to a nonprofit organization, right? And so, because of him transferring the nonprofit, he knew, like others, he wouldn't last and wouldn't live forever. None of us will. And he provided the opportunity for me to carry on the torch. So, community communications is basically finding out, like you do very, very well, Ivan and your team, what's going on. What's going on in the community? What's going on in our city? What's going on in our state and in our world? Because those who don't have knowledge are without, they are in dark. And so, Community Communications Corporation, nonprofit, is expanding Twins' vision ever the more and working with other people on the media platform to make sure that people are informed to what's going on. And so, as a nonprofit, we have relaunched CCC, and we will be looking to the community for additional support. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you, Edwina. And thank you all for joining. My name is Ivan Thomas. I am the founder and creator of DETV. And if you don't know, first of all, let me introduce my team. I have April Johnson and Kensel. April, you there?
I am here.
All right.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I am April Johnson. I am the Director of Operations for DETV. I help manage our internal and external operations. I'm just here waiting to kind of get this message along with you guys to see how we can provide some great building blocks and services for you guys, so that way we can be more informed as Delaware holistically. And I'm super excited to be in the conversation.
Awesome. And Kensel?
Morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Kensel Satchel. I am working on marketing and advertising here at DETV, and I am looking forward to partnering and collaborating with all of our nonprofits and building a partnership and seeing how DETV can be of service and how we can build one another one step at a time, one bridge at a time.
One bridge at a time. That's what it is. So everyone, as you can see, and we'll just hop right into it right now. Can you see my screen? Is my screen up? All right, perfect. And we are bridge builders. So the idea here is, and who is DETV? DETV is a nonprofit organization, media company here in Wilmington, Delaware, just changing the narrative of everything media, news, and content. And what we're doing here today is we also believe and we're committed to delivering delivering vital resources and unwavering support to uplift every community in the state of Delaware. And we are, well, there we go. And our mission is to inspire our local community to stay educated and get involved in local affairs, encourage our residents to make their voices heard and embrace their creativity, and make an impact on the region and even nationally, and change the national perception of Delaware.
So we need to, I guess we need to.
All right.
What's the process that we need to ask?
Can we ask that everyone mute on their side as Ivan is giving this small presentation, please? And Ivan, you have someone waiting in the waiting room. Also want to say that as we go along in this discussion, if anybody has any questions, please type it in the chat and we'll address the questions accordingly in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, but the it says that Ivan's sharing his screen, but I can't actually see anything.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me fix that for you then. Thank you for that, Jeannie. And let me know if this works. No. Let me see. Give me one.
I can't, excuse me, I can't see your screen either.
Okay, we're fixing that right now.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for telling me. All right.
It's not right. It's not there it is.
You see it?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so this is our reach in Delaware. YouTube last month, we hit 73,000 views on our YouTube page. We broadcast. So when you look at this, we broadcast and we stream. Broadcasting, we're in over 338,000 homes in the state of Delaware. And that is on Comcast 190, 191, and Channel 28 here in Newcastle County. So we're throughout the state. By the end of 2025, we will be on Verizon. That would be probably about another 300,000 homes of local, what we call hyper-local TV. Our social media views last month was over 655,000, and our YouTube page itself hit over 1 million views. Our Facebook page has over 18,000 followers with another 90,000 views, and our Instagram is 4,800 followers with another 94,000. Our website is 80,000, over 80,000 views, and I have to say that all these platforms the numbers are still climbing and going through the roof. And the reason is we're the only people in town with TV cameras and TV shows. This is our breakdown in our reach throughout on Comcast alone, and how many homes were in Wilmington, Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex. And this is what makes us different with our reach. Say this is your program right here. At the same time that it's broadcasting live or pre-recorded on TV, we can stream it up to 30 different social media platforms at the exact same time. So meaning it can be on Comcast, Channel 28, DETV's YouTube page. It could be on your YouTube page. It could be on DETV's website, all of DETV's socials, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, whatever. And again, your social media as well, all at the same time. All right. And these are the programs that were created and that we're actually in production with right now. We have Good Morning Delaware. We recently changed the name from Good Morning Wilmington to encompass the whole state of Delaware. And I'm going to just go down DETV Sports, our local, hyper-local sports shows. Money Matters is a financial education platform that we've created. Then we have a political show called The Agenda. We have a pop culture Gen Z talk show called Tide Talks. We have 3 cooking shows. One right here, just representing them all 3, is the Chef Dana Cooking Show. We have a network called Every Woman. It's a platform for every woman. In April, you want to talk a little bit about that one, because that one is near and dear to our heart?
Hey, good morning again, everyone. So Every Woman is a show that we created specifically to talk to our women in our communities. We talk about everything internally. It is a very transparent environment. It's a safe environment that we've created for women to come together and actually talk with one another about issues like menopause, housing, childcare, anything that you can think of that is relatable to women. We do it in a live TV studio kind of forum. What we do is we bring our matter experts in, and we sit down and we just kind of talk on the couch. It is a very transparent, safe environment. No men are allowed in this particular show. The name of this show is actually called Her Perspective. And we literally talk and we hear views from each other. We listen to the perspectives of different women. We try to understand from different lenses. And throughout the conversation, we're able to provide resources and networking opportunities for our women. So that way we're bridging gaps, in specific communities for needs and services that are not necessarily be viable, or where they feel connected, or they can actually go and find someplace very easily. So at the end of every session, we do take an opportunity to individually talk to all of the women who show up, and again, give them resources and allow them to network with each other. It is a very safe space. I always have a slogan, like, you come in by yourself and then you leave with like 40 sisters. So it is a very, very humbling experience that we go through in this setting. It is information that is shared that is very personal to some women, and it is in a safe space. So you leave knowing that the information that you shared, although it is done in a live forum and it is shared on television, it is done in such a way where the care and the respect for the conversation is taken into account. And everyone loves this show. It is gaining so much momentum with this show. It started out with just one conversation, and now it is literally morphed into so many different subjects, and so many different subject matter experts want to come on and just share experiences and give information. And we continue to put so much energy into this show because it's needed, right? Our women need to understand that there is other women out here who are experiencing the same thing, same issues, have same goals and aspirations, but don't necessarily know how to connect to the community or their people to get where they're going. So we've created an environment where that resource is always available, and they leave with something tangible every time they come. So that's our show. That's our baby of DETV for Every Woman.
Thanks, April. We also have Dr. Shonda, who's a clinical psychologist dealing with mental health, and DETV Kids, which is our kids programming, DETV News, Arts Alive, and live fundraising events that we do. Now, saying all that, what we're doing here at DETV is we're building a network. And in that network, how I came up with the idea of building this, and I'm gonna say this PBS style. In order to do that, it would be great if we had partners to do it. And looking at the partners, I said, who could we partner with? And the partners would be nonprofits and small businesses. So the idea is that in this network that we're building a community-based media hub for Delaware, connecting communities and empowering change. And with that, our focus is to build continuity and community, to build inspiration and hope, and to inspire and build community connections. And how do we do that? Our vision is Delaware focused, to build a Delaware focused community-based media project that provides educational programming, community stories, local news, and culture content to serve and uplift the residents and to give visibility to nonprofits. And again, it'll be on Verizon and Comcast by the end of the year. So the idea, let me just get to the idea. We fill in the gaps with local education and nonprofit focused programming. Where do you come into play at? We were thinking, and after doing a lot of research, we said, let me go to my video real quick. We said that one of the problems that nonprofits are having throughout the state of Delaware is visibility. Is that fair to say? Is right? Can I get thumbs up? That's fair to say?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Definitely. Yes.
And there's so many stories out here that are not being told. And we looked at it like this. If we could partner up with local nonprofits, with you, and we know like in the grant writing process, there's a line item for marketing and distribution. What we were thinking, and we already have three organizations on board right now, is to partner up with the nonprofits and co-write the grants so DETV would be able to handle your production of whatever sort it is. So example, if Rodney Street Tennis says, "Hey, Ivan, I have a program that we are, teaching kids STEM or STEAM," we can make that into a 12 series, 12 episode, one season show. And in that could go, that 12 seasons could be, those 12 episodes could be shared over once a month, or once a month with a lot of this little social media clips for social media. And then when it's time for the impact report, you can actually, and we'll give you the numbers so you can see the impact that your video has made thus far. And the idea is like, how do we make this happen? And I reached out to a bunch of corporate sponsors that want to definitely help out with the grassroots nonprofits, right? And we were saying, if this can happen, what will happen year 2 for the same nonprofit? We're talking about more funding. That way you can make more of an impact. And what would you do with an extra bit of money and more impact that the people are seeing you? So we came up with that idea, and we think that moving forward, when this thing really takes off, all the communities in Delaware, all the nonprofits in Delaware would have a step ahead of like what they're doing now. And one of the focuses that we're actually going to perform is to go deeper down this year, down in below the canal, because we know that nonprofits and organizations and communities below the canal need a little bit of help. And that's what we want to do. We want to help there with building your impact and showing community and partnering together. And if there's any way that we can stop the redundancy of nonprofits, one doing this and one doing that, I would definitely encourage that we do that. Any questions? So thus far? Do you see any questions, ladies?
There were a few. We addressed them already in the chat. They
Okay.
were about the slide at this time.
Right, question. The question I have, does this sound something like you or your nonprofit would benefit from?
Excuse me. Hi, I'm Katrina. One question that I did ask, I did not see a reply to
Okay.
in the chat.
Who is this? I'm
But I
looking
can ask
now.
What
If I
was it,
can ask
Katrina?
it, yeah.
What was your
So
question?
this information, it's just about this information today. I see it is being recorded. I was just wondering because I would like to forward this information to our VFW leaders. So
Yeah.
will this information be available after the meeting? And if so, where?
Yes. Did you get an email from us, Katrina?
I'm sorry, you went out.
Did you get an email from us? If I have you, or if you want to put your email address in the chat, I will send the
Yes,
recording.
I got an email from you.
Okay. I'll send the
So it will
email.
be-
I'm gonna send the group email with the video and the pitch deck in it to talk about
Awesome.
that answers everything.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Any other questions?
I just,
See, Edwina has her hand up.
Okay.
I just want to concur with you, Ivan, on the importance of collaboration. And working with the mayor's office under the Wilmington Enterprise, we were able to build a network of 250 plus service providing agencies. One, to avoid duplication, and two, to make sure that if one agency didn't have something, we can refer them to another, thereby creating a holistic approach for an entire family or community to get the help that they need. And funders do love collaboration. So thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I spoke to with a bunch of funders, is how, I mean, when you look at it, Delaware has three organizations that's funding all these nonprofits, right? And if we somehow can work together and get the impact done, that will help. Funders would really, really love this. So that was the idea in the gist of the idea. I would love to hear, if I could, some of the problems that your nonprofit might be facing, because that helps us, cultivate a better product. Anyone?
Actually had a question. I guess just wondering how Spur Impact or even Score Delaware would benefit from this.
Mhm.
So you mentioned a 12-week kind of like broadcasting program, right? A lot of our initiatives and that crosses over, was that 3 months, right? So 3 months, oftentimes we're doing other things in the midst of that 3 months, right? So Score Delaware in particular, we do liaisons with different chambers of commerce up and down the whole state.
Right.
How could we apply that to someone like Score, where federally, the funding for initiatives like Score has been decreased by, I believe, like 15%. And then with Spur Impact, which, kind of does fundraising for other nonprofits across the state as well. We have the Do More 24 that's coming up in March. We have the Mill Summit that's coming up in August. We have Health in High Hills that's in January. Like, how would a 12-month block be useful for that when we have all these different initiatives that are spurred? Would it be an option to break up that 12-month block into maybe 4-week increments? And then what would the I guess pricing will be discussed later, but what would the, how can we finagle this to kind of meet the
Yeah.
needs? Is it customizable?
Yes.
How would we navigate that? So
And Nicole, great question, and thanks for bringing me back, because I got like overzealous and just like overshot it and just went to the 12 months. So it would be a lot of messaging in between, right? It could be messaging in between, and it is definitely customizable, because that 12 months could be a series of shows. It could be commercials. It could be, hey, this is what's going on, donate here type content that we build for TV and social media. So it could be anything customizable that whatever organization, to fit whatever the needs of any organization.
okay. So it would be 12 months, not 12 weeks. I'm
No,
essentially.
it could be whatever we want it to be. If
Got
we
it.
needed, the minimum would be about 3 months, right?
Got it.
So it could be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, depending on whatever that strategic marketing plan is per that nonprofit. We want to, like with all the shows, and the reason that I showed you the shows prior is because people are watching those shows. So you can imagine Good Morning Delaware, and there is, hey, a Spur Impact video in there, right? Or Katrina's nonprofit in there. And that way, nonprofits then we start getting into the share economy. People start sharing it and saying, hey, look at this show, my video's in it, right? So it changes the ecosystem and visibility of nonprofits and much more other things. But yeah, it is totally customizable.
And a follow-up question, just while I still have like a bit of the mic. Would we receive the analytics behind those
Yes.
posts and that? So let's say we chose 3 of the shows, like, I don't know, Crossfire, Good Morning Wilmington, and her
Perspective.
perspective. Right. Thank you. So let's say we chose those 3 shows in particular, right? So would we say we did it for 3 months at a time? Will we get those analytics to say, hey, you know what, we're getting more traction in this space as opposed to another space? And then could we critique our what is that called? Advertisements or what have you?
Yeah, we can move it to wherever it works for you.
Okay. Mm.
Yes. Yeah, we can move it. So the idea also, in a nutshell, is we're working on building this nonprofit corner, this one place where we bring in funders, we bring in people to ask questions, that can answer questions, and having people in studio, just like how we do every woman, roundtable discussions about nonprofits. And I actually have Yolanda Rushton on the phone, that's going to talk a little bit about the grants that are available right now and when they're opening up. But yes, we're definitely going to take care of that. Yolanda, are you there?
I'm here. Good
Hello,
morning.
good morning.
So thank you for this opportunity to share more about the Delaware Community Foundation and our current grant opportunities. This program here that you're putting together, you know, you and I talked about it. I love the idea and thinking of ways that we could partner and be strategic about this opportunity. But as this is evolving, I did want to share the current opportunity, especially for organizations who aren't familiar with the DCF, also known as the Delaware Community Foundation. What we are a foundation that is statewide, so we provide grants to organizations that are public charities. So you do have to be a 501c3 public charity before you come to us. We are statewide, so it is Delaware-based programming. And we have two grants that are open right now. One is the specific interest grants or field of interest grants. We have certain funds that have very narrow areas that we're funding. So because they are so narrow, the dollars available are smaller. So bear with me. If you go to our website, which I'm going to put in the chat, you will see opportunities for if you're providing any sort of diabetes research. I'm going to run them right now. If you are providing programs for at-risk families, these are smaller scale funds. So that one in particular is only up to $500. But for an organization that is smaller, if it's something that's of value to you, it's money that's available. Animal welfare. So any organizations that provide opportunities, programs, projects for animal welfare, these grants are available up to $7,500. If you're an organization, this one is important, that provides support for terminally ill children, fulfilling their wishes, much like a Make-A-Wish. Right now, they're the only organization that's eligible for this program because we don't know others that are providing that level of support. But if your organization does, this grant is available. And so you're able to find that information on our website. And then the last one is therapeutic writing for any sort of therapeutic writing, horseback riding statewide. There are a couple organizations that are doing that. And so you're eligible to apply. Those grants are available right now. They're open until February 13th. So please check out our website. I'm only able to message a few people, so I'll just share it with you and then perhaps it could go out more broadly. And then other grants that are open on March 3rd, they're a bit more broad. And they'll be open for a month until April 4th. So if you are eligible, check it out. The first one is the arts. You do not need to be an arts-based organization to apply, but you do need to be providing art-based programming. So what does that mean? If you're a homeless shelter, right, but you provide art-based programming for the folks that are at your shelter, you can apply. And that's for dollars up to $2,500. So again, for the DCF, we're a smaller funder. We have a lot of different funds that we can pull from, but they are on the lower end. Two other ones. One is for the AAEFD. What does that stand for? That's the African American Empowerment Fund of Delaware. So these are programs that are supporting African Americans. And there's another one that is supporting social justice programming. That's Quentin Primo, racial social justice programming. That's up to $5,000. And then lastly is 21st Century Children's Fund. And this is up to $2,500. Those three grants will open on March 3rd, close on April 4th. There will be opportunities to meet directly with me. If you have questions about your own eligibility, be it about your organization or your program itself. If you're having trouble with the application, I will be hosting a workshop. All of this information, of course, is going to be on our website. You can register to attend the workshop. You can sign up with office hours with me. 20, 30 minutes, we have a conversation to talk about whatever questions you have. So again, I will type in, I'll send it to April. Perhaps you can share it out more broadly, our website, and also my email and phone.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Great information. Thank you so much, Yolanda.
Thanks, Yolanda. All right, I am putting in, does anyone have any other questions? I would love to answer it. You could actually just take yourself off mute and let me know.
I had a question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ivan. Oh. No, Jalen, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jalen, 1 second. So we are actively answering questions in the chat. But if we haven't gotten to your question yet, please feel free to use this platform to just verbally ask your question. And then we'll do our best to answer.
Okay. I didn't receive one in the chat yet. So Is there a ballpark range of how much the minimum of 3 months or using DETV as services for marketing services would run? Because a lot of these grants, um, they're small, 500, 1,000, some 5,000. So a bulk of that is programming and services. So I wanted to know, for a collab like this, are you all DETV providing the price, or are you guys using our budget for marketing services?
Well, it's pretty much both. We are providing the price, and the price for that for a video work usually starts, depending on, I'm gonna just give you a ballpark. It can
Yeah, just
start
want to.
anywhere between 3,000 on up, depending what needs to be done with that the nonprofit wants, because we're talking about a lot of people don't really get that a lot of it is production, but majority of it is distribution, is getting it out to those people, different messages going to consistently hitting the same network about 7 to 10 times.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just asked for, from a grant
Okay.
writing standpoint, how I can budget that in. Because if
Yeah,
I'm going for a $5,000 grant, 3,000 is over 50% of that. So I just want
right.
to make sure we're going for things that make sense. Okay, thank you.
Understood. You're more than welcome. Anyone else? Okay. Since we do not have I'm sorry.
Whoops, it's Andrea. I don't know if you can hear me.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, are you gonna put in at the end, like, what is the best way for us to follow up with you
Yes,
on all
yes.
of
Boom.
this?
It's in the chat. I just put it in the chat. I had my finger on the button,
All
ready to
right,
hit it.
great.
Just hit that, and then we'll
Great.
follow up. We'll set a meetings up, need be, and then we could just go from there. Because we also want to make sure that a lot of nonprofits, that all the nonprofits are nonprofits. So there is going to be a vetting process, and we're actually setting up a steering committee as we speak to help us navigate through this process. Cool.
Hi,
All right,
Katrina
all right.
again.
Great.
Hello.
Hey, Katrina. Go ahead, girl.
Hi. So, the list of grants that, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, that she
Yolanda.
just read out, were those specific grants that are being added on top of grants that are already in working? Or are those just the grants that, basically, is there any other grants besides what she, listed as far as this project? If that makes sense.
So hi,
Like
Katrina,
a,
this is
okay, go
Yolanda.
ahead.
Yolanda, okay, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So those were current opportunities at the DCF that I currently have discretion over. They have no bearing on this project itself. It was just an opportunity for me to share out what grant opportunities are currently available. Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the
sure.
clarification.
Got it. So I just put in a link, when you can just fill out that form. It tells us a little bit more about your nonprofit and how we can help, and we will just schedule accordingly to make sure that we can get your nonprofit visible and into the hands and the people in the communities that you already serve. Just think of us as a helping hand, the hand that really can get your message. And when you're having programs, think of creating that program. Like, I'm gonna ask you to put your producer hat on, your TV producer hat, and think of, Lamar, what's going on? Lamar is Czech Rock basketball. In one of his programs, he might be offering something for the kids to keep them off the street, right? And keep them off the street and show them math, science, technology, the whole STEAM process, that DETV can help create a show for that, and then showing the impact afterwards, or like something that can follow the student as the student goes and gets education, gets tutoring or whatever, and how through the basketball, his basketball camp, that he is helping these students go and get educated and get away from crime or whatever in the inner city. It's just think of different things. I love the roof. My man Glenn over there with the roofs, because I'm already thinking about a show for veterans, because I know it's we just pulled up on grants.gov. There was something for veterans, right? About housing. And one of my grant writers was like, we was like, yo, let's put a show together about fixing up a veteran's house. you know, 12 episodes. Like we could go to BPG, we could go to Home Depot and get them as sponsors as well to put together a piece. So don't think small here, right? Don't think small. Think that you have a production company in your pocket that's willing to team with you to create some amazing stuff for humanity. All right? And I'm gonna drop the mic right there, and I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna leave your brains just you know, trying to put it together. But if you need me, I will put my email in there now. And feel
So since
free.
you're oh, I'm sorry. This is
No, go ahead.
Katrina again.
Hi, Katrina.
You brought up a very important subject to me, and that's veterans. As the trustee of our VFW, I'm not for sure if anyone's familiar with the VFW, but I see that a lot of people, I'm noticing a lot of people are not, but we are an organization that are made up of veterans, veterans on foreign wars. That's what VFW stands for. So when you mentioned veterans, I definitely had to get on the mic. So we help veterans, we assist veterans and their families wherever needed, and also communities worldwide. And that's something that we are trying to change the narrative of VFW. It's had some good, good things and some bad things. And this year, last year I've joined my local VFW, and now I'm the trustee there. So I am a big part of a big voice of it, to let people know, to introduce ourselves into the community and let it know that we're not just a club.
Right.
I think that people thought that years ago, and it has become so. As a Black female, I'm definitely trying to change the narrative. I'm not saying I'm the only Black female there, but it's not many of us. But I definitely support my veteran brother anywhere I can. And that's something we do. I know Glenn, you said Glenn does a lot with, as far as, I guess, fixing up in housing and things of that nature. And that's something that we would love to have resources for our veterans of foreign wars and their families and their and the community. A lot of things we do is advocate for the respect of veterans. It's just that the respect could be greater. That's all I'm saying. So we promote patriotism, and we promote respect to the veterans. VFW was started in 1899. We actually just celebrated our 125th year last year. Yay. But it's been around because after the Spanish War in 1899, a lot of veterans they just dumped them, sent them home, wounded, sick, didn't have many resources, no pension, no money, no anything. So a bunch of veterans banded together to make the VFW. And that's why we still exist today. It's just it was a band of veterans. And so we still are a band of veterans, and now we're letting the community know we're here for the assistance of disability, when widows and orphans, when the male passes or the husband passes away. We kind of take on with the funeral homes and the plans of, the 21 gun salute and things of that nature, whatever the family needs.
Yeah, Katrina, if you want to put your contact information in the chat, I can
definitely. And so I'm sorry, I'm getting there too, but also like repairing of the housing and cleaning, whatever is needed. So I just wanted to kind of put there what the VFW is, because a lot of people on here might not know, like, what is the heck is that? But yeah, that's something we do. No one helps veterans more than a veteran, right? But
Love it, love it, love it. I think what I'm gonna end up doing also, Yolanda, is maybe putting together like a meet and greet or some sort with the nonprofits. That way we can see or figure out a way that nonprofits can definitely collab and work together. Because I think that'll definitely go a long way. And I think that once we get this thing rocking and rolling, we can definitely make a good move and do a great impact. So I'm not going to keep you. Any other questions? All right. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Feel free. I will send, as soon as this video is done generating, I will send it in the email along with the form again. And if you know any nonprofits that might benefit from this, feel free to share it with them. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. April and Kensel, put your email in the chat as well. And we will work our butts off to, change Delaware, make Delaware for Delaware, by Delaware, and especially in this need, keeping everyone and all the nonprofits informed on what's happening and what's going on, especially on national level and local level. Cool.
What I also want to add, thank you, Ivan. You did a great job with the information, but I would also like to add that as people hear, the grants where we will co-write the grants with you, I don't want people to be intimidated by a price, right? Like our goal is
Okay,
to
yes,
make
I'm sorry.
sure
Yep.
that you guys get the information that you need, and however we can be a catalyst to help get your information out there and boost whatever, your particular nonprofit is. I would encourage that everyone reach out independently to us so that way we can have a conversation and we can see how we can meet you guys where you are, because the goal is visibility. The goal is to get the message out. The goal is to enhance everybody's opportunities at this point. And so doing that and collaborating and working together, that is the best way that we can do that. We have a product that can actually help catapult everybody's opportunity at this point. So please feel free to reach out to us. Don't be intimidated by, oh, we won't be able to afford that, or my grant will absorb, 50% of what that cost is, so on and so forth. Our opportunity here is to give you an opportunity. So let's do that, and let's have a conversation and figure out how we can meet everybody where they are, and just make sure, that the information can be fruitful and we can push it out for you guys.
And can I add one more thing as well? Ivan, and y'all know that this is true. Delaware is not that big, and oftentimes you have organizations who are nonprofit targeting the same population. And there is a strain on competition. There's this idea that we have to compete against one another. And so what would be helpful also is to educate us in how we can be of service to the same population with diverse services and or overlapping them.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Edwina. That is one of our goals as well, is to make that happen. We want to bring, and when we're talking about the first slide was the bridge. That's what we want to do. We want to be that bridge to bring everyone together, the funders, the new nonprofits, people that need help, need assistance. So that is the idea, right? So how we can work together to change Delaware and to help humanity. That's what we want to do, and that's what we're going to do. So again, everyone, thank you so much for signing on. Be great today. I have nothing else. Just go be great. Clothe someone, love someone, help someone that needs it. Make an impact. I got nothing else. All right. I'll talk to you when you need me. I'm here. All right, everyone. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you.
Is there any way? Hello. Is there any way that I could send information to Glenn? Because there's only options to direct message the leaders in this chat.
Hold on. Let me see if Glenn is still on. Glenn, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can change that. While I'm doing that, hey Glenn, can you give Katrina your email?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sending it right now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Glenn, I'm sending it to you. Let me know you have it. Confirm.
I got it.
Cool.
All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. Glenn, let's talk.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, let me know. I'll send you an email I got to check my schedule to see when you're free.
Yep.
And we can
we
figure
can
something out.
Yep.
Matter of fact,
Absolutely.
You want to stay on for a minute?
Sure.
You got a second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, everyone. Have a great one now.
Awesome. I'm jumping on.